Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, world. It's Get Rich 101. And I'm your host, Take Your Rights. I'm tired. I'm sure you can tell I'm tired. I'm trying new medication. This new medication took me out last night. And maybe I put it up here. Maybe I put it. Yeah. Ah, that looked terrible. Anyway, cover hoodie. Thank you. No, I have to put it on the other side. Okay. Okay, so let's see. This is my light. This is my light right here. You see me come go down. And so anyway, I tried this new medication that my new neurologist gave me. I had one pill. It was a tiny pill. It was tiny. It was like a little tiny thing. And don't you know it knocked me out. Knocked me out. We were watching something last night, and I was like, I just took it in. I just took it in. And today, this morning, got up. Oh, I got up at 5. I got up at 5 now. I got up at 5, but I did my stock trading, and then I went to sleep. And I went to sleep, and I was like, oh, I just didn't make. Anyway, enough said. Enough said. I am here. I am awake-ish, and I'm doing the show. I'm doing the show. I'm doing the show. So, welcome, welcome. I got the old school hero T-shirt on, the old school hero hoodie on. Okay, so what do I have to talk about? What do I have to talk about? Well, well, I thought I had something to talk about. I had to talk about. Well, I did. I talked about that. Talked about I was tired and I took new medicine, and so that's that. Yeah, I talked about that. Talk about it. Well, if you're hearing speaking in the background, she's suggesting that I talk about things that I mentioned before. I'm and most notably this movie that I saw with Liam Neeson. This movie I saw with Liam Neeson and his brother had aphasia. And the first time I had seen, to my knowledge, aphasia poured out in a movie before. So that's what caught me. That's what got me to watch the film. And his his brother, the one with aphasia, can think clearly. Can think clearly. But it's just between his brain and his mouth that things get confused. And I was like, I feel that. I feel that. Because with me, it happens the same way. My my brain is functioning happily, is functioning. It's skipping along, skipping along with all the hidden curves and all the things. It's skipping along perfectly. But when it comes to here, when it comes to here, I don't know. It's like playing marbles. Marbles are too big. They're too big and they overtake each other. So, so that's. Mm, it was interesting for me to have seen him play the role. You know, and I watched. I actually watched it a little bit when he wasn't watching. I watched that part. I replayed that part again where he's introduced, and yeah, so yeah, that spoke to me. And also, I'll tell you this: he always introduces me with a certain kind of stroke. She always says, "Sekou has had such and such a stroke. Is it hem, hem, hemor- hemorrhagic strike?" Now, I've always just said stroke 'cause I felt like that was enough. Right? She has always, since she found out about it, called me as having a hemorrhagic stroke. Right? Well, we were talking about it the other day, and she asked me to tell her what type of stroke I usually have. And I said, well, hemorrhagic, because I've heard you say it all the time. Right? Then I looked it up. I looked it up. A hemorrhagic stroke is a stroke that 13% of the population that has strokes has. So that's a sharp minority, just 13%, right? And also, I've been telling you that it's a a stroke that's lethal. I'm telling you that because my doctor in New York had this reaction, this huge reaction, like just like what? I didn't realize he was referring to the name hemorrhagic, the type hemorrhagic. So the other thing I tell you is that the amount of time, because half, half, half of the people who have a hemorrhagic stroke pass away within a month. Within a month, and it was more, but I couldn't take anymore. I couldn't take anymore. What I am blessed with. It took me a while to feel blessed. It took me a while because I was feeling low. I was feeling low. But what it gave me was this feeling of of doing. Yeah. Of doing, of like I've got to do something for my self that's bigger and larger than anything I've done before. You know what I mean? Like I cheated death. I have known this for a while. I've known for a while that I cheated death, but to know the numbers, to put the numbers on it, to think about the people, the half who didn't make it past a month, now without expiring, mm, that 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 floored me a bit. So I've been dealing with this, and and feeling kind of bummed. But also feeling like I got past it, and so it comes to me now to impart something greater. And there's one more thing I read. One more thing I read before I was like, I don't want I don't want to read no more. The one more part I read, it said that people who have hemorrhagic stroke, it says people who have hemorrhagic stroke usually have something that stays behind of the stroke with them. So in my case, up until now, that has been my right side. My right side has been hanging on, and and doing the most. But it said that people who have had hemorrhagic strokes typically leave something with them. Something comes along with them. And it mentioned stroke, it mentioned aphasia, it mentioned a bunch of things, and I just had to, tune out. But I just had to think about the possibility that I might have this. No, I'm not going. Not going to let myself form the words, but I'm not going to let my mind form the words. But I'm going to say that I've got to work hard. I've got to work harder than I already have been, and I think that's why I haven't been doing my push-ups. I think that's why, because I don't know. I just haven't been doing push-ups. I've been running. I've been running really slow. I just been just yeah, you know, a funk. Yeah, but I I will I will sharpen myself and cut through this thing, this funk that's around me, and go forward and go forward. Ashe, Ashe. So let me look see if I got any comments. Uh, something I can do about what? I start a new playlist. Oh, this is my book. He gave me my own book. My rock bottom moment was vivid, but the details are less important than the lesson, which is this. Once you've hit a rock bottom and survived, you see the world differently. Nothing else bothers you quite as much as it used to. Survival is a blessing. All right. Yeah, everything you need. All right. Let me just hit that again. Wow. Again. Read it slowly. Once you've hit a rock bottom and survived, you see the world differently. I'm reading this. I'm reading this. Pick up a line. Give it to us. Once you've hit a rock bottom and survived, you see the world differently. Yes. All right. All right. That's good. That's good. Thanks, V. Thanks, V. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what. Oh, what can people do? That was Fatima West. Hey, Fatima West. What can people do to get themselves out of that funk? Well, what have I done? What have I well, I haven't done it thus far in my most recent thing, but you can express gratitude. Well, I have done that. I've done that. I've expressed gratitude within myself for every small thing, and it's making me feel much more lucky than usual because because my most recent neuroscientist, she had the reaction of someone who is dealing with someone with a small grade of stroke, a tiny grade. And then she saw my paperwork for someone with a huge stroke. She was like, "What?" Right? And that implies to me that how different I was carrying myself. I carried myself like somebody who just got a low grade kind of stroke. Low grade ain't no thing. But my paperwork, when you see my paperwork, you're like, oh wow, mm. This boy has had a serious stroke, right? And so that alone gives me gratitude that I've been able to transfer. I've been able to carry myself as if I got a low grade stroke, a low grade stroke when um, I am more, I am more, uh, uh, um, so take taking the I can I can I've been able to carry myself as if I'm someone dealing with a smaller stroke, when really I'm dealing with a lot much larger stroke than that. And and I saw something. I saw something in my neuroscientist. I saw something. She's a very confident woman. She's all about her business. But I saw something that got me last time. It went like this. It went like this. She clutched her pearls. She clutched her pearls. One hand. I was like, what's happening? And she was quiet. And I was like, what is she doing? What is she doing? And then she started talking about how big my stroke was. And I was like, oh. So the difference between what I am able to show myself as versus what I actually have is a big difference. It's a big difference. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see what else. Yes, thank you, Fatima. Rock bottom does change things. Rock bottom is different for everyone. And now I'm someone who has had at least two rock bottom moments. Right? There's the one that I'm talking about in the book, and the one that you've heard me talk about by having a stroke. Like those are two rock bottom. I mean, my mom didn't allow anyone to use the word stroke around me. No one could use the word stroke around me. And I didn't find this out till much later, much later. And I remember, I'm gonna tell you the time when I realized I had a stroke. I was in the in the physical wing of a space that was set up to give me physical training, right? And it was the first day. The woman came over. I'm sitting on the couch. My mom's sitting to my left. The woman's reading the stuff off the chart, and she's just she's just doing her job, just making sure I am who I say I am. Name, date of birth, address, and she's going down a list. She's going down a list, and I'm saying yes. Well, I couldn't really talk then, but I'm saying and then she got to one. She says, "You've had a stroke," and I said, "Stroke? What?" And she was super scared. She was like, "Oh, what?" And then I looked at my mom. My mom was looking away, and I had no touch meal, no piecemeal to process, no touch, no eye contact, nothing. And the woman was like, I don't know. I was just reading the chart and asked me if I want to continue. Do you want to continue? And I was like, okay, all right, I guess I want to continue. But I was still caught up in the madness of me having a stroke. Now, mind you, this is weeks upon weeks upon weeks that I've been in the system. I've been in the hospital. I've been transferred to another hospital. I've been all through all kinds of stuff. It's the first time I heard the word stroke applied to me, and I was like, "Oh, now." That said, I bless my mom for doing this because I didn't have the the thoughts that I would have typically associated with me because I had a stroke. What would have filled in all the gaps, right? And so I didn't do that. I didn't have that. And because I didn't have that, I was able to build a larger thing. Because I was aware for a while. I was like, well, I don't know what happened. I mean, I must be here for some reason, you know? Like I'm here in this hospital. I must have something that must happen. I don't know what, but something must happen. And I was just just working my way through it. Working my way through it. And that was the first time I heard someone someone refer to me as having a stroke. And I bless my mom for keeping the 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 streams of thought different. Like for me, not applying the stream of thought of having a stroke to my situation. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right. Let's see. Uh, Let me see what else Fatima is saying. But it brings forth, or it can bring forth, so much clarity, growth, and a new enthusiasm for life. Yes, it can. It can when I've got the right, when I got the right thing going. When I got the right thing going, it can. It can, and it does. But I've got to have the right thing going because that definition of hemorrhagic took me out. It took me out. It took me out. Okay, such a hard place that can lead to the rediscovery of life. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Curtis Brooks. Thank you. Um, what's the man saying? That's a testament to your strength of will. Ooh, yeah, I guess. you know, I guess. I think, I think, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Because I gave my nurses the business. I gave them the business. the business. I gave it, that how much time do I have? I can't get into it now, but I gave my nurses the business. I definitely did. I definitely did. If that's strength of character, strength of will, then I accept. And I accept. I gave the character the nurses something to play. Let's see. All right. Oh, and here's P. In my book, Hack Your Pain Now, he reminds me that even when you don't want to smile, he is me. He is me. I mean, remind you this. He is me, but it feels so separate. It feels so separate that I have to refer to myself in second person. But anyway, put a rise to smile even when you don't want to smile. Put a pencil between your lips and allow it to force you to smile. Smile in spite of it. Regardless, remember your smile. Yeah. I've not been using my pen. I've not used my pen, but yeah, I did this work. I must have done this work for me, for myself, and yeah, that's what you need to do. So those of you out there who need something, those of you out there who can't see how I can do the things that I do, just remember that I'm trying as hard as I can to fight something within, right? And people have been all fascinated by the running every day because I still run every day. 717 days, 719 days. I mean, that's incredible. 719 days consecutively outside in the rain. Even when it breaks up and it's nice outside that day, it was raining that morning. I ran in the rain. I mean, it's incredible. But what you're seeing is my having to fight for something. I've got to find my own wind. I've got to create my own wind because wind can shift things, right? It can blow over trees. It can create a thunderstorm, right? But I'm seeking my own wind, putting my own wind to something, because if I don't, then I'm going to be stuck with this wind that is given to me by something else, and I've got to have my own wind. I've got to have my own wind. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I got to have my own wind. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right, folks, I got to get out of here. I'm already late. So thank you for coming to talk to me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to me. Thanks to P King for pushing me to speak to the stroke and 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 talk about what it means to me. What it means to me. Because I wasn't going to tell anybody about that. About that what's the name of the stroke there? Hemorrhagic. I won't tell anybody about the hemorrhagic. I won't going to tell anybody about that. Okay, folks. So happy weekend, and I'll see you next time.